Would anybody like to volunteer recap for player inspiration, or would you guys like a DM recap?
I mean, I can do it if you want, but I have done something stupid for it.
Go on.
Okay, just bear with me. Oh no, and I actually had it set up. I was doing it all correct.
Go on, Lucifer. I believe in you.
Bardic inspiration.
I mean, you're not too far off what I was trying to do.
Ooh.
I'm really gonna have to trust YouTube to not really screw this up now. Give me 2 extra seconds to fight YouTube, and then I will do my incredibly stupid idea.
Absolutely.
Right.
Oh, do you want to get Craig in there?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
Thank you. I was just testing you guys to make
that's
sure
what I
that
was
you were all
delaying.
paying attention, and you passed flying colors.
Right.
Now recording.
Thank you, Adam.
Well, I'm ready. So if everyone would please go to my share screen so you can hear what I'm about to do.
On it. Oh my goodness.
We all ready? Hello, I'm your host, Gabriel Honeywood, for Neverwinter News. These are your headlines tonight. Local cat reunited with small pigeon before abandoning them in the arms of the temple once more. Missing supplies were finally returned to the local shopkeep, who was reported to be, quote, quite chuffed. Local official surprises debate on competency by admitting he is indeed in over his head. The news was given to a local band of misfit adventurers while discussing the local gang violence issues that are still being left unchecked in the fair mining town. Upon leaving the town hall, the tallest of this group was seen pitching what appears to be a live bird into the direction of Neverwinter at high speed. And finally, a psionic ginger was also reported to be talking to some form of fish-child hybrid at the Southern Farmstead. Details of this psionic interrogation are scarce. However, we are also aware of a small rabbit seen lurking in the house, looking around the horses that same night. Whether the two are related is currently unknown. And now we move over to Ortash Greenhide for the weather. Ortash? Fucking cloudy outside. Thanks, Ortash. Back to the studio.
I say 3 inspiration for that. All 3 inspiration.
Not only did he get the inspiration, because the inspiration he got for doing the recap put him at max, I've given Quill maximum inspiration. So if Quill biffs a roll, he's got maximum inspiration. That was fucking brilliant.
Quill's in here.
You chaotic little gremlin.
Why do
He's
you have
not
no,
here
like-
yet, but he will be coming back. And I am going to, I'm not going to tell you about that part yet, but fucking bravo, you gremlin. I think we just need to end the session here. I cannot beat that.
I get a random burst of inspiration, and that one was small enough that I could actually get through it.
That was
epic, dude.
amazing. Yeah. I very rarely am I completely at a loss for words or like, okay, I gotta follow that up. And this is very much one of those moments. Bravo.
I feel like there was some fake news, and he didn't mention that the incompetent governor was actually sent by God to direct us to the place that we need to go. Thank you.
You know what?
In the news group, they don't have all the information, they just
You
have
didn't
some.
also mention all the visuals I was seeing. Also, like Thomas was seeing some real crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we had a good conversation with that horse. That was pretty chill. Yeah.
I was so relieved you weren't killing the horse. My heart dropped. Just to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
See how they want to portray me in the media.
I'm so relieved I only fumbled that script once.
But that no, it was just perfection.
That was
Should be. I
epic.
genuinely wrote a script for it and everything.
I'm inspired. JJ, I am going to actually. I'm not even going to attempt. I can't match that, let alone beat it. But I'm going to think about it. Okay. Yes. Very very solid. When we left off, you guys were at the elderly farm, and Baylor was drawing with Carp while Karin was asking some questions about his experience, and you were going to attempt to use detect thoughts to see if you could sort of pry into his mind and get a glimpse of what it is that he saw himself. So, first and foremost, I'm going to have you roll Arcana check, please. And then I'm going to have you roll Insight to kind of decide how much I'm going to give away what it is that you see and starting out
And
strong.
I think you have a guidance on I think
You
one
do.
roll.
Yes. From Bliss.
I made a note of just like start session, say guidance. I was like, what was that for? Like, oh, it was for this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's better. I'll just use guidance. It'll at least be above 10.
Okay, so 13.
Okay, 13.
Okay. And then I have written down that we were also going to have you do a performance because you were kind of wanting to zhuzh it up for Carp and to make it look even more grand than it already is.
I thought I rolled that at the end of last time, didn't I? I feel like I rolled
Oh,
a 19
you
for
did.
something.
You did. It was a dirty 20. I have notes of rolls to do, but I missed the part where I wrote next to it that you already rolled that. So yes. So would you like to describe what this looks like for everybody watching?
I feel like the spell itself would be relatively subtle. It is just detect thoughts, but considering Carp is like, he's definitely going to be like impressed by more grandiose. I'm going to sort of make all the like ink sort of bubble up on my body and like float around his head as it's going, like make it look really ethereal and like maybe touch his head and then like start floating towards my head as well, so it looks like I'm like connecting the thoughts.
I love that. Okay. And then go ahead and give me your insight check, please. Okay.
Solid.
Not bad at all. Okay. So,
Why did Quill roll the guidance?
you know what? It's okay. He's there in spirit. Okay. So, as your magic weaves back and forth in this very showman-y type of way, your eyes begin to cloud with like an inky film, and there's a soft pulse of arcanic light that begins to connect you as your inky as your inky droplets connect you to Carp's thoughts. As this is all initially taking place, Carp is, well, howdy, that's real oh, look at that, as he's watching everything. And then you see that same kind of glow kind of start to emanate from his eyes as well, as he begins to fall silent and then slightly twitches as his brow furrows. And Karin, you feel yourself falling inward. You find yourself in a vast sea of black. And then sunlight, bright and golden, kind of begins to filter through above you. You see branches and trees. You feel the grass against your skin, the weight of a wooden sword in one hand and a shield in the other, and you hear laughter, small and bright, like flutes in the wind. Your senses are filled with the scent of pine and freshly trampled grass, and a slight tang of sweat as you hear wood hitting wood. You see yourself in Carv's body swinging a sword towards his friend Pip. You hear voices, one of them coming from your own mouth, but the words are indiscernible. It's almost muted out like Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. Seeing through Carp's eyes, you find yourself low to the ground as he and Pip run around. Pip wears a pot on his head like a helmet, and you waste no time to bop him on the pot as he turns towards you and looks very angry. Then you hear it. Snaps. Breaking of branches from off in the distance. The laughter stops as you two quietly hide behind a bush, just peeking out over the top. Sorry. You see shadows that move unnaturally. It's not fauna, not a deer, not squirrels or birds, something slower and heavier. The sunlight breaking in through the gaps in the branches begins to dim, and the world around you goes silent. You feel the pressure on your left arm as you look over and see Pip holding on to you, eyes wide with fear. That's when you see them. Coming from the right, about 100 feet out, a pair of red brands. They move silently, but calmly. You watch as their eyes kind of scan the surrounding areas. You hear the sound of low voices, but what catches your attention more is something chittering, something that sounds wet and high-pitched. Coming out of the woods as these red brands continue walking, about 50 feet behind them, you see goblins, but they're wrong. Twisted. One has limbs that are too long and seem to bend in the wrong direction. The movements are very mechanical, almost like it's a marionette on strings as it's walking. Another's face is split with a mouth that's too wide, teeth jagged, and their skin almost pulses, almost like it's stretched too tight over the bones, and thick black veins bulge out. That weird...
Am I able to?
Go ahead.
Am I able to do my minor illusion at the same time as this to show what I'm seeing to everyone else? Because this would have been the first time any one of us has seen these, correct?
Yes, this would be the first time. And then let me double check because... I want to say that while you're in the moment, you are concentrating on this. And let me see if
Fair enough, I'll do it
Thoughts
afterwards then.
Okay, yeah, that I would absolutely allow. But yeah, Detect Thoughts is concentration. So if you were to try and do minor illusion while doing this, I would say that would break your concentration.
Fair enough then.
You realize that those wet, high-pitched noises are coming from these creatures with the long heads, the wrong twisted limbs. Your eyes dart back to the red brims and they seem completely unbothered. One of the men kind of slaps at the chest of the other and points and laughs at the direction of the goblins. You watch as he then pulls out a small burlap sack that is writhing, twitching in his hand. You feel your heart palpitating, almost as though it's going to burst right out of your chest. The grip of Pip's hand on your arm tightens. You watch the red brand without the sack look in the direction of the bushes where you're hiding as your breath catches in your throat. You hear a heavy snap coming from behind you. And then there's almost a break in the memory, almost a lapse. You feel the dirt and leaves slapping at your legs. The sound of Pip crying. The sound and feeling of your own scream caught in your throat. And then nothing but the racing of your own pounding heart and the sharp taste of copper in your mouth. As all of these thoughts are being detected, as you are getting all of this information, you yourself are feeling these sensations. I feel like the rest of you would watch as Karin's body kind of goes rigid. It tenses up. Beads of sweat begin to grace his brow. Karin, you blink back into the present, but the scent of pine and the sense of fear still kind of clings to your senses. The echo of that chittering kind of bounces around in your mind for a moment, but you are back in the elderly form with your friends. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, please. Thank you.
I'm fine.
Yeah. You feel drained from this. More worn out and exhausted than the treacherous day of having to walk just a day prior.
Holy fuck.
But you are fine. As this comes to an end, Carp's eyes begin to brim with tears as he just sits quietly looking down at his drawing, not saying anything, not moving.
I'll ruffle his hair and go, "Thank you for that. I'm quite impressed with how brave you were in that situation."
If I was really brave, I wouldn't have run the way we did. We would have fought them.
Not at all. You were brave, and you were smart enough to know that running away was the best thing to do.
Really?
A true knight always knows when to run.
He looks up at you and you see a look that is very similar to the look on Harbin's face after his pep talk from Uriel and Thomas.
My time to shine. I can outdo the rabbit.
He kind of straightens his back a little bit and raises his chin slightly.
But I guess maybe you're right.
If you put your mind to it, I can't believe that Corin's about to suggest this. Get in good exercise and discipline yourself. Both you and your friend could grow into true warriors. However, you won't be able to yet. This will take time. Help your mother around the farm, grow some muscles, spend some time working together, training, get that discipline down, and then one day you won't have to run. They'll be running from you. In the future.
In the future.
For now, listen to your mother.
Point of inspiration. His eyes go wide with excitement as he looks to you and then all of your friends.
Mama, I'm gonna help you around the farm, and I'm gonna practice and train, and I'm gonna be a big, strong adventurer like these guys.
He give me a dex save, just because this is fun.
Huh.
Let's see, this should be fine. Yep. He almost knocks you over as he leaps up from his chair and wraps his arms around you and gives you a big ol' hug, and then will drop down and scurry off to his room. And you guys will hear like things being moved around and what sounds like picking up and scurrying about the house as he's talking to himself about how he's going to start now and he's going to be a great big strong adventurer like you guys and one day, like you said, hey, I'm not going to have to run no more.
Does his mother look okay with the fact that I've basically just said go and do all your chores with extreme prejudice so you can get like more exercise?
She looks.
Does she appreciate it?
There's a strange look, and I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it because I myself have felt this many a times, where you are grateful that somebody has gotten through to your child in a way that makes them excited to be doing the thing that you've asked them for the last 5 years 100 times a day to do. There's a slight tinge of annoyance that you were able to get through to him so quickly when she's struggling to get him to listen. But it's very soft. She's grateful and impressed and just only slightly perturbed. Not at you, by any means, but
She should have had a higher charisma.
I guess she should have. I think she would say something like, you might need to teach me how to get into his mind like that. I've been asking him for the last 2 weeks to clean his room, and he hasn't touched it except for now, after you did your inky stuff. Thank you.
No problem. It's all about how you frame things. And I'm just sitting there feeling really smug about myself now.
Of course.
Once that's done, though, I'm going to do the minor illusion thing and just show everyone the weird messed up goblins that we saw. So now everyone will have seen them, so if anyone feels like they know anything more about it or might have any like more info on them after seeing them visually, they'd be able to say something. Does anyone see anything?
Can does Bliss from his time in the Feywild recognize goblins that look like that? Fey creatures?
These all, I'm trying to find a picture to share with you guys.
I mean, I get a sense for like what they look like. I'm just saying, does Bliss know anything about?
Yeah, with these specific kinds, You have not. This is an idea of what one of them may have looked like. With the elongated heads, I'm trying to find
So they have receding hairlines.
some of them, yes. None of you would have seen goblins like this before. There's something that is akin to the goblins you have seen or heard stories about, but there's just something off with them, and you've not encountered any like this. Trying to find it.
And other question was, if we get to the same area that Carp and Pip were, I would be able to recognize it now, wouldn't I?
Yes.
Okay. No, that's I think all I was going to do with this bit. So,
Okay.
does anybody else have any other questions or need me to do anything else to make me feel more smug? Oh yeah, no, I know you're outside.
What are the rest of you doing during all of this?
I'll still be outside looking for any disturbances, so I'll leave you guys to.
That is not what I wanted. You said you were looking for stones?
No, for disturbances like any
Okay.
red brand activity, for example.
Yeah, since
try-
Quill
Maybe
isn't here,
stones,
Steve's
why
taking the
not?
job.
I'll feed that to the horse instead of grass.
I'm gonna real fatten them up. With where you're at, the only red brand activity that you would have seen, which I believe you guys had clocked prior to getting to the farmstead, was the red brands that were coming over here, coming from down this path, not getting a direct line of sight from where they were coming from. I think Kayleen would ask, were you able to get all the information that you needed? Was doing all that as helpful for you as it was for us?
I mean, it's hard to say until you're in the situation, but it was definitely helpful to some degree. So, thank you for your time. Then, hopefully, I've at least encouraged him to be a little more helpful and more careful.
Well, I sure do appreciate that. His pa ain't been around in quite some time. It's just been me and Carp, and sometimes, having somebody else talk to you, I guess, goes a little bit further than hearing it from your mama over and over.
What? Can't hear you.
Well, I don't want to keep you for too long this night, so as far as I'm concerned, I think that's all I needed. So, if nobody else here has anything they want to do, I'm fine to get out of your hair and leave you to the rest of your night or afternoon. I can't quite remember what time it is.
At this point, you guys are in the afternoon? No, getting into the evening. Wait. Yes, because you guys came in. We haven't rested yet. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so we're getting into the evening.
Oh yeah, which means I can be completely flippant with my magic. Sweet.
Yes.
I'm just going to cast Calm Emotions for no reason. Just because I can.
Well, we always might, yeah, we might get into some trouble before we go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but that's a problem for future Charon. No, no, but if nobody else has anything for her, I'll recollect my dagger.
Yes, she will
Yeah, 'cause I'm
return
assuming
all of
she's
your
still
weapons.
happy.
Yes, yes. All of you who had given her your weapons.
I think it was just me.
I there was somebody else, I believe.
It was me as well,
Okay.
who I gave a.
Oh, fair enough.
Thank you. And she will return those. Well, if there's anything else that y'all think of that you need, or more information, or anything else that we can do to help, you know where to find us. And Carp's still.
Well, and right back at you. If anything comes up, if those red brands down the way give you any trouble, come looking for us and we'll do our best to help you out in whatever way we can.
I appreciate that very much. Just
And if you ever need to find us and you're not sure where we are, you could probably check in at the Shrine of Luck, and Sister Garielle over there will probably know where we're at.
wonderful. She'll take good care of y'all there. Real sweet lady she is.
Baylor will pick up the quill that he was using, and he will kind of go to where Carp's room is, bring the quill and ink bottle that they were using, and give him maybe 2 or 3 more sheets of paper, and say something like, if you have any more thoughts that come to mind, or if you just want to have some fun drawing, here you go. I hope you have inspired you for the great move. And I'll leave the colony.
He is beaming and
Well, gee willikers, mister. I thank you so much. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with these drawings and stuff, and maybe I can take notes on how to be a big adventurer, and oh, I could ask my mama to give me a to-do list like your friend said, and I can help around. And he's gonna ramble for a little bit, and ultimately just beams at you and says thank you again. Also, you are very, very soft right now. I don't know if it's just on my end.
Oh. Excellent.
All the good deeds
Now.
we're doing.
Yeah,
Better?
that's
making
much
your
better.
soft hard.
Okay.
Yes.
New
Yes.
laptop from work, so I have to like
Perfect.
set everything up.
Perfect. I'm gonna turn you down a little bit. I had you turned up all the way, and I was like, I still can't hear my friend.
Oh snap!
Much better. Okay. As you guys are heading out, Killian makes her way back to his room, and she'll, tell you to see yourself out, and to be careful. If you encounter the red brands, they are a nasty bunch of no-do-gooders, is what she will say. And to just be careful and watch yourselves and each other. And then she'll go into Carp's room, and you hear him just rambling on and on about how cool it was that guy was inside my head, and how brave he actually is, and I'm not a coward for running away, Mama, and just rambling on and on.
I have totally ruined her night, haven't I?
Time will tell. He'll end up passing out from exhaustion and excitement. Thank you, Valor. So as you guys come out, Tomas, I think you'd be able to hear them as they're making their way out. Would you regroup with them, or are you hanging out with Miss Sally?
Yes, I will wave the horse goodbye and head over to those guys. Well, see you later. I hope they take good care of you. Goodbye. I'll sort of sneak up on the gang, not necessarily saying anything, just hanging behind them, wondering.
Ooh, go ahead and give me your stealth.
Okay.
And unless anybody is actively looking for you, we will use it against their passives.
Okay.
I mean, surely we would be looking for him, right?
Would we?
Ah,
Oh.
everyone
Nailed
hears
it!
me.
You just hear the plop, plop, plop.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
I just pictured you like walking up singing Little Bunny Foo Foo.
Does anyone else hear the Mission Impossible theme?
So how did it go? Since everyone's looking at me.
It's great. I inspired a child and basically invaded his thoughts for a bit. Where to next? The pub?
Sure. What?
Do we have anywhere else that we need to head towards tonight? It is getting towards nighttime.
Well, around town here, we've got the pub that we're staying at, where we could go and have a bite to eat and just spend the night. But there is also the pub where we know that the Red Brands tend to congregate. Not to mention the Spooky Manor down on the east side of town, which seems to be their headquarters.
Ooh,
As we're kind of
Check out any of those three places.
walking back discussing this, Valor is gonna like pull Uriel to the back a little bit, and he's gonna hopefully out of earshot of the rest of the group, and he's gonna say, Uriel, did you see that?
Umaril. It's Umaril.
Umaril or
Umaril.
Uriel?
Okay, it's because Denali keeps saying it, but
I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. You're fine. It's Umaril. I've disclosed the name Umaril to you all. Not my real name Uriel, but yeah.
Okay.
I will go back
Umaril,
to using
and,
Umaril, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
And he will say, Umaril, did you see that weird magic that Charon was using? It kind of looked weird.
Denali, I have one question. Charon's magic, is it basic Arcana stuff? Because I know it was like described as kind of different, but I don't know like if it's something else entirely.
Go ahead and give me either an Arcana or Insight check, please.
All right. What am I better at? Most definitely Arcana. Okay.
14. Okay. And then of course, Charon, feel free to step in, interject, correct as you see fit. You know that all casters of varying capabilities get their abilities from different sources. You know that each caster has their own style and flair, usually based on who it is that they get their powers from, as well as what type of magic it is that they are using, and their own individual judging of it. You also know that even with all of these things taken into consideration, there are oftentimes, more often than not, similarities or consistencies throughout the spells. So while there are varying flavors based on, individual person to person, there's always like a commonality, a common thread amongst them. You know that he is casting magic, obviously, but you've not seen it done like this before, I think is the best way to put it. What say you, Karin?
Yeah, pretty much on the ball.
Well, Umaril's gonna say to Valor that, I do say his magic is quite interesting, I suppose. It's mostly different. I've not seen it before. Although most things, from what I'm aware of, do cast from the Weeb Liches, some along with other things from the outer planes casting from it as well. There's a specific type of casters that can. He's not gonna go like mention spellfire sorcery. There's a certain type of casters that can directly tap into the weave called spellfire, and it's quite interesting. But I believe it's something else entirely. I'm not entirely sure what it is. It does intrigue me. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not too concerned about what he can really do. But I will keep an eye on it. I have some note of what he's. I've taken some eye to what he's done as of late.
And after you get done saying all that, Baylor kind of is just like kind of looking at you like, oh snap, what kind of conversation did I just start here? And he's like lost for words a little bit, like his charisma sucked, like he like wasn't prepared for all that information. And he's like, very good. See, I like give you like an awkward stare and just keep on walking.
I did a poly.
I love it.
But yeah. He's like, don't worry, you'll understand in
Something
time.
weird.
But
And he'll kind of
Responding to Blitz, I'm like, yeah. When do we burn those buildings down?
We can't just burn buildings down all the time, especially not one full of alcohol.
Sorry, I didn't have time to burn the lines down.
We shut the window, but it's really hot in here.
Yes.
Well, before we start committing murder and arson and things like that, I just want you guys to know that all of you, I am just so impressed at how you guys all were able to cheer up Harbin, and also the little guy Carp, and it just makes my heart swell with pride with my new friends, the way you guys are so able to uplift the community.
Yes, but don't you feel it? He's there for a reason. He has to help us. It's a blessing.
Exactly. So Bliss understands that you're not saying exactly the same thing he is, but Bliss is just like, yeah. That.
Well, if that's how you feel, Bliss, I personally propose that we go out and celebrate with a drink. First round's on me.
Well, all right then.
What do you
Which
say
tavern?
we head to this sleeping giant? That's the Red Brands one, right?
Yes.
I think it is.
Oh, now can we burn it down?
No,
Oh,
we're just going there to drink and learn what's the best way to burn it down later. If we
If
need
they're
to.
allowed to harass and pillage the town, why can't we?
You harass and pillage them back if they start it. That way it's legal. It's self-defense. But no, genuinely, I'm suggesting we go to the Sleeping Giant one. Would anyone have any objections with that?
I'd be looking forward to it.
Oh,
I mean, I'm assuming they sell just as good alcohol there. The other thing is, if we're already on an info gathering spree, why not go to the source? I mean, they're not going to rough up their own tavern, are they? Otherwise, where are they going to get drunk? And I think I've already proven, a little bit of smug in my face again, that I'm pretty decent at getting info when I need to.
seriously, what happened in there that was so special?
Bliss will put his arm around Sharon and point at him a little bit and say, "Let's let the chef cook," and head on over.
Right then.
Please never refer to any of my characters as a cook. I cannot be associated with food at all.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. To be
I have a
fair,
habit of cooking absolutely awfully.
I do the cooking.
I missed an ingredient in boiled potatoes and it was water.
Oh, I didn't see it, but I don't think she's lying.
I was gonna
No, I
say it's
didn't.
probably good that you did not see it. My ex-husband didn't know how to boil water, so don't feel bad. It could always. Be
I know how
worse.
to boil water, I just didn't add the water before I turned the pan on.
Yeah, they'll see. Then you're already worlds ahead of him, so you're good. It could be worse.
I got Americans
Really,
usually
that
have
pan was
cats, right?
unsalvageable.
Everyone has a kettle here in the UK. It's like necessary.
I love my kettle.
Yes, for mandatory tea.
Yeah, to be fair.
I want to get some loose leaf tea and brown, like, because you guys are always talking about your tea and everything like that, or your like tea dates and stuff, and I'm like, I want to be fancy.
Oh, Steve, you should send me a picture of the afternoon tea you made.
Please do.
Oh, it's like it's not nothing crazy fancy, but my friend he can't leave. I'll send it.
Please do.
Next point.
It's nothing fancy, it's just Betty's premier afternoon tea supplies.
Oh, is that it? That's all. Foo-foo.
Can't exactly provide the service that they provide. I don't have silverware.
Oh, I am not interested then. If it's not super fancy, I don't want. I'm just kidding. As you guys, oh my goodness.
The red brands are attacking.
Yes, give me just a moment to get him away from my poor cat.
Bliss, you're under attack. Again.
Real quick, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what the hell is going on here.
Are you having weather issues?
No, I think my modem just. I don't know.
Womp womp. Okay, coming back. We should be.
You're doing okay now. I don't see no internet issues with you at the moment.
Yeah, you
Okay.
look and sound fine. Okay, so I'll reshare the map once you're connected again, JJ. As you guys are beginning to approach the Sleeping Tavern, and you guys can adjust your tokens to accommodate your appropriate marching order. You see that this building is not very welcoming. A lot of Phandalin is a little worse for wear as they are in the process of rebuilding it and restoring it to its former glory. But this building kind of squats. The roof is sagging, kind of like the brow of a drunkard who's nodding off in the middle of speaking. You see that the stone foundation is chipped and uneven, and even the sign that hangs above the door is crooked. My apologies. The sign is lopsided. It's wooden, and it's a carved engraved into it of a giant that is slumped against a tree. There's a stein in his hand that's kind of tilted as the ale from within is spilling out. And the words "Sleeping Giant" were once painted on beautifully, but the paint is peeling, almost like dried blood on parchment. On the front step, you see that there are two men wearing the crimson. We are heading to the Sleeping Giant, Valor. You see that there are two men wearing crimson cloaks, an ale in their hands as they laugh uproariously. And as you guys approach, they fall silent and just kind of scowl at you as they sip from their tank.
Do you want me to handle this, guys? I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah, you're on a roll.
If anything, I feel like I'd almost feel at home in a place like this. In that case, I'll be at the front of the queue then. And when Denali is finished with Dog, I am going to walk up to the two guys at the front.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, as we're approaching the inn, Bliss is, he's kind of mumbling under his breath a little bit of monk chanting, and he's got some of his string out, and he's playing Cat's Cradle again. And with his chanting, he's gonna give a little bit of guidance to Sharon for this interaction.
Very solid.
Thank you, my man.
Can I sneak off into the bushes nearby using the dark to cloak me initially?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me your stealth.
Hopefully it was better than last time. Or else it makes me-
Hopefully.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Yeah, that's better.
Very, very nice.
Christ.
Very nice. Alright, you will be able to sneak around. Karin, as you begin to approach, they kind of step forward slightly, almost blocking the doorway. You see that there are two wooden steps that lead up to the door. And they kind of size you up. You feel their eyes kind of peering into you as one of them... What's your business, fresh meat?
That's the same as business as anyone who's going to be in a place like this. Bit of drink and a bit of coin.
You want to drink here. You hear that, Bob? They want to drink here. Oh, I heard him, Steve.
Oh, not just drinking. Obviously, we've got to have a little bit of gambling in there as well. Surely. And as I do that, I'm going to have pulled out a coin and just like flicking it through my fingers.
It'll cost you 3 gold a head to get in, Steve says.
I want to do this. 3 gold, 3 gold. Well, I'm sure with the potential winnings I can get from any games we play inside, I could easily make that back. Tell you what, I think it'd be a fine idea if we were to take that 3 gold as my initial bet into a few rounds of cards. Do you think my suggestion is a good idea?
The foreshadowing! If you want to use that 3 gold as a bet, you can bet out here. You don't step in without paying the fee. So I suggest you either pay or get the fuck out of here. Sorry, I always feel so bad talking to you guys like this. It's not me, I swear.
No, I'll use sort of spell suggestion and make my idea more enticing to him. I'm going to suggest that I will be a fantastic person to like have a few rounds with, and that my friends can get a few rounds of drinks and everything.
Okay.
So for the entire time that in here, my idea is that I'm just going to be gambling the entire time.
I like it. Alright, so are you going to suggest this to Steve then?
Yeah.
Alright, he needs to make a wisdom save. What is your spell save DC?
You know, I can't remember how to find out on here.
It is 8 plus your mod plus your proficiency.
8 plus mod proficiency will be... Plus 4 plus 14 in that case then.
With a 9. He takes a long swig from his drink. And so your suggestion was that you would be fun to have rounds with and that all of your friends should come in, correct?
Pretty much, yeah. It's my second.
Taking
Yeah.
taking a long swig from his drink, he kind of elbows Bob next to him. Leans in and whispers something to him, and Bob kind of looks at him like, oh, okay. And Steve will step aside out of the way of the door and say, after you.
I'll toss 1 gold to each of them as well on the way in. So I'll take that down to 62. You gotta tip the door, man.
Absolutely. Is everybody else
Are the rest of you coming in with me?
Yeah, Bliss is sticking pretty close behind you. Like Bliss is thinking like if stuff goes sideways, he wants to be like.
Well, it's
Right-
cute
right
you think
behind
that
you.
they'll survive long enough for it to go sideways.
I'm going to pop over here towards a window.
Okay.
I'm staying outside.
Okay. Valor and Umbral, you guys are going in as well?
Yes.
I'll stay in the back.
Beautiful. So as you guys walk in, and Tomas, you would see this from the window, stepping in, this is a very small establishment. There's 3 decent-sized round tables. You see that there are 4 more of these pleasant, fine, upstanding gentlemen at some of the tables. Behind the bar, you see an older, very stout dwarf woman. Deep lines set in her face. Her hair is very wiry and white. And it seems as though she's attempted to put herself together. But attempt is the key word there. I'm so sorry. The floor creaks and groans under your weight as you step through. And it is quite humid in here. It smells like spilled, stale ale, burnt grease, and there's something acrid that kind of prickles at your senses. Not really sure where to place it. It's just very unpleasant. You see that the furniture is mismatched. And there's a grimy bar that runs across the back end of it. The atmosphere in here is heavy. It's a stark contrast from the fresh air outside. And the 4 red brands that are inside kind of stare and scowl at you as you enter.
Before I forget, considering Thomas is outside, can I keep... I feel like you would have probably given me some indication you're going to hide before we split up outside, correct, Steve? Yeah. In that case, then, would I be able to, assuming that I know vaguely where Steve would have gone, keep a telepathic speech connected to him, so that if I need to tell Steve to jump through a window and come in and help us, or Steve's saying Steve needs to warn us that someone's coming, we are mentally linked and can talk to each other.
Okay. That's completely fine.
Right. If that's settled, then first things first, who is gambling in here? I wish to go and join them.
Right
I need to make
now,
that 2 gold back.
right now, you do not see any gambling. The 4 men are all drinking. You see that one of them over here has his feet up on the table in front of him. They all just appear to be drinking and enjoying each other's company. The woman behind the bar kind of grunts and, "Welcome to the Sleeping Giant.
What'll it be for you? Pale ale, wine.
Round of ale for all of us, please.
Mm,
And I'll toss whatever the cost is on the counter for her.
Okay. She'll charge a silver mug.
So that would be 4 silver in that case, right?
Mhm.
Sorry.
And as she comes over, she's kind of side-eyeing all of you. But we'll set tankards of the ale in front of you.
mm-hmm.
And then
Uh,
waddle her way back behind the bar.
Bliss will amble up to the bar and post up in the corner of the bar, drinking the ale and keeping an eye out.
Okay. Bob and Steve will follow you guys into the sleeping giant once everybody is inside.
Oh, if that one's still the one that I suggested, it'd be a good time to gamble then. If that one's still in here, would I be able to order a drink for? We'll say it's Steve that I. No, we'll say Bob because otherwise Steve will get confused.
Oh, okay.
We'll say that Bob's the one I've suggested. I'll buy around for Bob as well and ask him if he wants to get like, a dice game going or something.
Yeah, we can play some dice. And he'll turn to the other people in the bar and these fine boys came in to lose some money tonight, boys. Who's in? And we are going to see. All of them except for Ruffian 12 are going to kind of.
The
shuffle a
smartest
bit.
of the group.
Mhm. And they'll all kind of make their way over. I think what they'll do is they'll drag one of these tables to put them together. Get that same size. And move it over here. And then kind of.
All right, I'll sit here because then I'm close to the bar and I can order more drinks,
Perfect.
like a sorcerer would do.
Yes.
Well, I'm feeling like I've got some extra coin in my purse. I wouldn't mind rolling some dice with you guys too.
Please do not try and cast guidance on those dice rolls. I feel like they'll notice.
Is there anything in particular you're wanting to play, or are you just up to losing money with whatever game we decide?
Well, if my player actually knew any dice games that are typically good with gambling, maybe he could suggest something, but unfortunately Luke doesn't know any dice games. So, Denali, what dice games would Karen suggest?
You know what, let me look up dice names real quick.
I look up
Specifically
D&D dice
ones,
games.
specifically ones that I might be able to slightly cheat at as much as possible.
Oh.
Like
do you
liar
have
Cards,
dice.
shipping cards.
do you have a dice set on you?
I don't think so. I think I only own one dice in this entire house, and it was a D20 that's on the floor somewhere.
No, I meant Karen, do you have in your inventory?
Oh, probably not. Oh wait, hold on. Would it just need a single dice?
That it could, yeah. We
Because
could
I
just
think
play rollies.
prestidigitation can make a little trinket or something, can't it? Can I just make a dice?
You
just
could
double-check that's
ask
still a
them.
thing.
They're concerned with that. Like, if you were to ask, they would say that they don't want that because there's, you can always manipulate that and just cheat your way out of giving us your coin.
Would they know?
Possibly if they rolled well enough. They will have dice on them. I just thought it was kind of funny that you were like, let's play some dice and gamble. Well, I don't have any.
Well, I was going into like a shitty bar. Of course, there's going to be someone gambling. I was just going to join in. I'm not starting my own. But no. No, he doesn't have any dice or anything.
Okay. Give me just a moment, guys. I'm gonna grab him an ice pack real quick. Bo got excited this morning when he got up and he got a scratch under his eye.
Oh,
Come here, babies. So I don't know the names of dice games in D&D. I know card games. I know Three Dragon Ante. So what we can do is say that between computers and PCs, that there's enough dice to go around. And we can either do straight rollies, which is just everybody rolls a d20, and the highest roll takes the pot. Or, you're welcome. Or we can roll some d3s, and kind of like treat it like dice blackjack, where you roll, or 7d4, sorry. And the person that gets closest to 24, we'll do d6s, closest to 24 without, well, you can't really go
I think
over.
the 20 is fine because since it is a 20, that would mean that I could use lucky.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I am cheating as much as I possibly can.
Okay.
This is my home turf now.
This is my town. Does
That's why I wanted to come here. I'm more familiar with this place.
does that work for you guys that are wanting to participate in the gambling?
sure.
Okay. So I think Bob would say we want to start out with a gold buy-in. Or no, you said you wanted 3 gold to be your starting bet.
Well, yeah.
Well, then ante up. 3 gold it is. Unless that's too rich for your blood.
They all kind of chuckle like douchebags. And they will all reach into their coin purse and put 3 gold each onto the table. Are any of you, Tomas, I know you're outside, but are any of you inside not going to be gambling?
I will not be
Very good.
partaking in the
Okay.
Good.
gambling.
You can be
Yeah,
brief on
Baylor's
that.
just gonna kind of like position himself like in between Bob and Steve, like behind them a little bit.
Okay. They would position themselves so that you're not directly behind them.
I'd move even closer.
So does this is it's dice, not cards, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have card proficiency, don't you?
No, I have really good sleight of hand.
Yeah, so do I. That's why I chose to do dice. My entire idea is that I gamble with everyone, distract everyone for as long as I can, make some money while I'm here, and use all my sorcery points and spell slots on Subtle Mage Hand for the entire night to keep on cheating.
You're in a mage hand.
Subtle Mage Hand so they can't fucking see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, alright.
Holy shit like that. Yeah, no. So ideally, I'm doing this until something would reasonably make me have to stop, with the entire intention of just like distracting all the other guys. So if Valor wants to, I don't know, secretly talk to the bartender, or Umura wants to rob the place or something, I don't know. Or Thomas decides to feed more horses. I don't know what anyone else is doing. I'm just being a distraction this time.
Okay.
A profitable distraction, though.
Hope.
But yeah, that's my good. Do you want me to take the 3 gold off my person now, or?
Go ahead and leave it for now.
Okay.
And then before we start going into this, Umaral, as this is taking place, is there anything that you would be doing?
Who is the guy that looks the most important with these red brands? Who looks like the most important or something that holds authority?
I think the one that
Or
would
is it
have
like-
stood out would have been Bob, as he's the one that's been speaking up. And when he told the others that you guys were here to gamble and stuff, they didn't drop their guard, but they loosened up slightly.
No, I chose a good target.
Okay.
Originally Steve, but we're going with Bob.
Yeah, I mean, Umaro just kind of. Bob, it's ruining my immersion. I'm joking. Yeah, I mean, Umaro would kind of just go ahead and kind of watch the game, see what happens, and something happens. But
Valor, same question.
I guess, well, if they keep on shifting around, if Valor kind of goes behind them and they keep on shifting around the table, then I guess the Valor will just go sit down at maybe one of the other tables, find a clean spot, and just, maybe scribe a little bit in the scroll.
And if there is no clean
Working on the
spot,
scrolls.
Say that again?
and if there is no
Working on
clean
the
spot,
scrolls.
I guess he'll ask the bar lady if he has like towels or anything to wipe it down.
I would press vegetation for you, but I can't let them know I have magic.
she spits on the floor behind the bar as you ask her, and then will reach behind the counter and kind of toss a rag on the on the bar in front of you between the two of you. It is not clean. It is damp.
Have fun with
Okay,
that.
Valor. Valor will like kind of pick it up, look at it like, oh, no, thank you. Oh, I appreciate it though, and he'll go and he'll pull off his pants and wipe down the table with his fresh pants, and then put them back on.
Taking his pants off?
As you start doing that, you hear something going, whoa, 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 hey, what? This ain't
What?
that
We're
kind
all
of bar.
men here, haven't you? What? Is this not? Is this not custom? Where do you come from?
No,
You don't.
Listen, like,
I might
Well,
regret
then don't look, you freaks.
you coming to our bar and take off your pants and tell us not to look. What?
So, question: do I get advantage on any like sleight of hand checks? My first attempt at cheating now because of that, because I feel like they're suitably distracting.
You know what? I'll allow it for you and Bliss both.
Thanks, Velo.
And I gotta ask, and I probably no, I'm not even gonna ask. Never mind.
No, he's not covered up. Is that what you're gonna ask?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if there were undergarments or if you're just freeballing and then putting dirty table
No,
pants
there
back on
is.
your
There
nether
is.
bits. Okay, cool.
No,
I don't want you to have to roll for infection, so.
I just don't want you to come up with some way to like screw with my scroll.
I wasn't
point
going
is-
to. I mean, you could have just sat and done it. I wasn't gonna. You really think that I'm just
I
so
don't know.
devious?
I can't. I'm just saying.
Oh, I thought by scroll with
Oh,
your scroll you meant
So
something
red
else.
band, spill the beer on your scroll. Start over from scratch.
Oh no.
I don't
mean,
know.
If anything, you'll get
I
robbed
was
in the
gonna
middle of the
assist
night
you,
while you're
actually.
sleeping, but
Wait,
you-
what?
I was gonna help you make your scroll actually, but whatever.
No, you know what? I don't know this guy.
he's
It's
not
like
with us.
with this time you just told made me not even want to touch the scroll anymore.
Okay.
don't go touching Valor's scrolls.
Don't touch anything on me, okay?
we
Not planning on
won't.
it.
We won't. All right. So what we are going to do, Umaril, are you going to help with his scroll, or is he on his own as he does the no pants scribing?
Umar would be more inclined to help, but now he's like, I don't really want to mess with this. He's kind of freaked out a little bit. He's like, yeah.
So wait, above
I don't
table,
really
how
know,
can you
so-
help with the scroll? How can you help with that?
Well, I can't. Well, I'm not proficient. Well, I'm not proficient. What was it called again? What was the
You have
skill?
to be proficient in Arcana or have proficiency with calligraphy tools.
Okay,
And
I'm
you have to
proficient.
know
In,
the spell that you're scribing.
And you have to know
I'm
the spell.
proficient-
Yeah, I was.
I'm proficient in both, but yeah, I thought it was like something else, but no, yeah, I was just gonna like give you some tips because I'm an expert at what I do. Okay, there's no wizard better than me, but that was pretty much all I was gonna do.
I think you absolutely should. I wonder if that would help or hinder him. Okay, so
Very eldritch this time.
yes. All right.
So you mentioned that this is a custom from where you come from. I'm not sure we've asked you really where you come from, and now I'm quite intrigued. But we'll save that conversation for another day. We have, and Bliss will turn to the red brand and say, like, we haven't known each other for very long, so this is all kind of new to us too.
I almost went into Denali's voice. So you guys don't all just take your pants off together when you go to a new place?
No.
Heavens no.
No.
You will never live this down, JJ.
I'm glad I
Perhaps.
chose this tablet now because, my god, if you'd gone to the other one,
yeah.
you'd been kicked out by now. At least here, everyone just laughs at you and then we carry on drinking and gambling.
I'm not even gonna say what I just thought. So while Valor is scribing and Thomas is Thomasing, I'm going to ask for 2 d20s from both Bliss and Karin, and I'm going to roll d20s for the 5 red brands. The highest roll with no modifiers wins. Alright, so we're gonna go with
Oh, whoops.
13.
Oops.
Are we sure we're going with 13?
Mhm.
Because I'm feeling lucky.
Oh, absolutely.
Am I just
Why does
rolling
it keep
one?
on showing Quill?
He's on his character sheet, but it's okay.
Oh, okay.
He's here
Am I
in
just rolling
spirit.
one more 20
Uh,
now, by the way?
Yes. Nailed it! Okay. So,
You gotta lose the first round so that they carry on playing with you.
absolutely. And then, so that's going to be 21 gold pieces in total. So, Bliss got an 18. Quill got a 13. The rolls for the 5 red brands are as follows: 18, 14, 15, 8, and 3. So, when there is a tie, we can either do one more roll, or you can split the pot.
Well, didn't Quill get a 19 there?
That's the 6 plus the 13 that he rolled. I added them both together.
Yeah, I added them together because I rolled them like an idiot.
No, when you roll them together, it's fine. We just separate them.
Yeah, well, house rules. How do you guys like to play it? Do we do roll off, or shall we just go halves on the pot here?
I'll be kind and we'll split it this first time, Bob says. And so 21, he'll leave 1 gold piece on the table and push 10 towards you and then take 10 towards himself. Karin, go ahead and take the 3 out of your pot.
And now I should add 7, is that right?
Correct.
Because 3 were my own?
Correct.
Okay.
And then they will all throw in another 3 pieces.
Well, you guys, let's, I'd love to give you the opportunity to earn some of this back. Let's roll some more.
They
You
all
smug
kinda
cat.
circle. Alright.
I don't think I need to roll the second one. I'm feeling happy about that.
You might want to. Rolls are 1, 6, 16, 19, and 5.
Damn it.
And so that's 1, 2,
I wanna
3,
start cheating.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Steve. Steve is going to take the pot now with 22 pieces. as he starts, laughing and hooting and hollering, all excited, and the other red brands kind of grumble, but they smile as they kind of side eye you. At least it's one of their own.
Way to go, Steve. You're a natural.
I know.
Let's get another round over here.
And Hilda will waddle over a minute later. Excuse me, as she reaches over and starts to put tankards in front of each of you. And then she'll waddle over, and Valor, I'm so sorry, as she trips as she comes to you, and the tankard spills all over you. I'm just kidding. She sets a tankard of ale in front of you. We broke JJ. No, I would not do something like that. Like I said, if anything, you'll get robbed while you're sleeping.
I wouldn't whip at you.
Yeah, can I definitely cheat this round?
Yeah, absolutely. How are you wanting to cheat?
I don't think they're drunk enough yet, so would I be able to expend a subtle spell to, like, mage hand the dice to just land on a 20 instead?
Absolutely. Give me a sleight of hand with advantage, please. Okay. Anything for you, Bliss?
I'm not cheating yet.
Okay. So, Card, you don't need to roll. Bliss, if you would roll as well, please. I almost had
Just a
2
little
nat
more.
20s. Okay.
Aha!
Alright, rolls are 16, 18, 3, 2, and 14. As they all throw their dice, and yours comes up on the 20. They groan and gripe and kind of scowl at you even more as they're...
Ah, Ginger, I thought I had that one. Way to go.
You're too wholesome for this barmaid.
Is he? Do you remember the goblins and like?
I know, but
They kind
if it makes you all feel any better, I'll order like a proper big round for everyone. I want to get them all as drunk as possible, as drunk as quick.
Okay. And Hilda will continue just bringing.
We're getting the strong stuff, lads.
I'll get the strong stuff for him.
Thomas, is there anything that you are doing with this time as the gambling continues inside?
Just watching around the building, but also I'm a little disgusted as I breathe in the intoxicating fuse of sense of the strong incenses that I actually use to intoxicate myself. Drinking, I find foul. And gambling, for that matter.
It's a distraction.
It's all for a good cause.
Yeah, it's a distraction. Everyone else finds some info. The longer you take, the richer I get. I mean,
So that's just around.
Go ahead.
As
Bliss.
we're like gambling and rolling the dice and drinking, Bliss is getting like kind of like touchy handsy with the people. He's like putting an arm around him, slapping him on the back. Like he's pretending to be a little bit of a touchy drunk.
Okay.
And which one of these guys is Steve? Oh no, wait, no, Bob.
Bob is right here, the one closest to the door, and then Steve is this one closest to Valor. And then any of you, as you guys are like taking all of this in and kind of keeping an eye on everything, you notice that Red Brand Ruffian 12 is no longer seated. He's standing up, arms crossed, and kind of leaned back against the wall. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, what's in these buildings next to it?
That's basically just like a storage or barn area, or not barn area, a stable. The
Can I go sneaking around over here?
Absolutely. Going in. So on the map, it looks like a little office, but all that's in here is the storage area. The stable is back here. Here is a small one-bedroom area, a single bed. There is a chest in there against the lower wall. In the room with the bugbear, the bear rug.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That broke my brain. I don't know why. It's like extra furniture. There's some barrels of extra ale. There is the fireplace, the hearth in the top right corner, that's just covered in soot and ash. I assume you're opening the chest.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot you a message real quick.
Remember, you're mentally linked with me if that's a mimic.
Go ahead and give me an investigation, please. While I send
Okay.
this to you.
Oops, sorry. Sorry, I mean, wow. That's an impressive roll.
You have inspiration.
So good.
I have inspiration, yeah.
Do you want to use that inspiration?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Just click
It's just
that
on the
one.
very top. There you go.
Yeah.
And a 2.
Don't say that.
Okay.
You're actually bad luck. Alright, do I use another one? So... Come on, please.
I need this loot.
Oh,
You disturbed my brain. The phone. So I've got a
at least
12.
they keep getting better every time.
They do.
Yes.
They do. Unfortunately, it's not enough for you to find the false bottom that's in there, but this is what you'll find.
Okay.
I was hoping you'd like that one.
I'm still upset I heard about a false bottom, so...
Oh, it's such a tease. That's such a rogue tease.
Sorry. It was. It
Yeah.
was.
It's there, but you don't find it. Now your player
Yes.
knows, but your character doesn't.
To be fair, there was only a mention of a false bottom, not anything underneath the false bottom.
He wouldn't know. He wouldn't
Exactly.
know. The
I'm gonna pop over to...
the one item that was in there was originally planned for when Francois was there, but I left it because it's too funny not to.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Is it just
Uh-oh.
gonna tease?
Oh. Well, I'll pop over to these stables, and yeah. I imagine these are just sort of empty. Or...
There is one. Let me find a token to put in here. Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
I'll be right back. My Wi-Fi's acting kind of slow, so I'm gonna reset it real fast if you don't mind.
worries. Absolutely. Do we want to go ahead and take our 5 here?
All right.
Or take our break here?
Sure.
If you guys want to
Sure,
do that, I
fine.
don't mind.
Okay,
Alright.
yeah. We'll take our break here and come back.
There's a cat.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an ox, but they don't have an ox token, so it's a cow. Alright, we will take our break here and come back with you investigating the barn.
Okay.
See you in 5.
Yes.
Business and following orders. It's more profitable than you might think.
I'm just gonna like take note of that, but I'm gonna end the conversation there, honestly.
Okay.
So guys, so like I can see that all you guys have matching outfits. What's up with that? I mean, like, are you all in a club? Because I'm kind of in a club, and it's pretty cool, but it's probably not your club. So like, really, what's up with all the red things?
They are really focused on the game, so their demeanor is and at no point will it be save for magical hindrances. Is it friendly and pleasant? But Steve will kind of side eye you, and it's more of a uniform. Lets people know
So
that we're together.
So do they all have like? So tell me, like, does everyone have just like a little like a red thing on their, or like are they all? Is it like actually a uniform? Are they all matchy, or is just somewhat everyone has like a little bit of red?
They all have the red cloaks on, the hooded red cloaks. They're all very dirty and unkempt. The trim is kind of frayed, and it's seen better days clearly. But their garb beyond that is not quite matching. They're all wearing leather armor. You see that they all, from what you can see, all have a short sword on their hip. But the armament and stuff seems to kind of be mismatched rather than like a uniform. Different colorations, some have like different maker marks on them, some are unbranded. The red cloak is really the only thing that and their dirty, unkempt appearance is really the only thing that would signify any kind of grouping.
Camaraderie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a uniform. So it is like a club. Well, tell me about your club.
I'd rather not. It's one of those things. If you know, you know, and if you don't, then you don't need to.
The first rule of Red Club is don't talk about Red Club. I got you.
Inspiration, goddamn.
I got you.
Are you maxed on inspiration? You are. God damn it. He kind
Use
of
it to cheat.
kind of just narrows his eyes. Suppose you could say something like that. Is this your club? I see that only one of you's taken off your pants.
No, I'm not in the pants taking off club. That's just Valor over there. That's it. He said that's a custom where he comes from, and honestly, I don't really know where he comes from, so it's news to me. We kind of just met the other day on the road.
It's pretty bold to put your trust in people you've just met.
Well, I'm a bold kitten.
Bold kitten. I
He
see.
called himself a kitten.
He
So
did.
cute.
Karn, what is your passive perception?
Probably terrible.
Oh, it is 10. Okay. Let me check something. Doop-doop-doo. I need you to roll a d20 for me, please, Karn. Actually, you know what? I'll be kind. We'll make it a d12.
Why is D12 kind? Have I just lost 4 gold?
Doubled, but yes. Okay. You hear some
It's a
kind
well
of
Bliss.
snickering coming
Oh,
from next to you. Go ahead, Bliss.
No, go on, come on.
Oh, I was just saying that you hear some snickering coming from Steve and Red Brand 16 as they kind of look in the direction of the three of you, Umaril, Karn, and Bliss.
So while Bliss is chit-chatting, and we're rolling dice, gambling, there's drinks going around, Bliss is gonna try to just kind of like see what's in, see if he can pickpocket, grab anything out of the pockets of, not looking for coin, specifically not coin. He's looking for like, they're like a doc, any papers, any other interesting things
Okay.
in the
Ah,
pockets
you're
of, I
going
guess
for
he'll go for the red
theft.
brand that's next to him.
All right. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand, please. I love that we're on the same page.
All right, sleight of hand.
I'm on the same page. I'm only cheating the dice. The rest of these absolute rapscallions. Back in my taverns, you stole fairly using the cards and the dice.
I'm gonna say hi to the cow. Have fun.
23. All right. Yes, I will come back to that in just a moment. So, what you pull from his pocket?
I'm not gonna look at it. I'm just like,
Okay. Okay.
I'm not like, oh, what's this that I just found in your pocket? Like, I mean, it's just.
Lifts it up onto the table to read it.
Okay.
You mean like if I could kind of like pocket it for later or something? I mean, if I could just by touch find out anything about it, that's cool. But I'm not gonna like read documents or anything about it.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and send this to you. You can ignore it for now, but I don't want to forget to send it. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. That's a solid sleight of hand, by the way.
Good roll, good bonus.
Yes. Oh, give me just a second to message this person. Sorry, somebody had gotten hacked, and I just got a message from one of my friends that she got a message from him.
Ooh.
So I need to let her know that he has been hacked, and then go back to finishing my message to you. And again, you can read that later. Okay. So, are you going to be investigating the barn / stables in here, Tomas, or just hanging out with the cow? Are you sure you're not druid, by the way, or ranger?
What do you mean?
What?
I'm simply a traveling fellow who empathizes with other beasts. So it's a bull?
An ox.
An ox, okay.
Yes.
And what is the state of this ox?
He's there. He doesn't seem like malnourished or mistreated or anything. He's just there. In the pen that he's in, that wall, the divider behind him is not actually there, so it's a bigger stable, so he's got a little more room in there. And he kind of, as you come in, will as he's like chewing some hay and stuff.
I go out, cut some fresh grass, and I say, "Sorry, I didn't mean to come in without a gift."
Go ahead and give me
I
animal
handed-
handling with advantage.
Okay, this is gonna fail. You died feeding an ox.
Nice.
He
Told you.
turns his back to you, and in doing so, there's a swish of his tail that just kind of boops you right on the nose as he continues chewing the hay in his mouth and ignoring your very existence.
I draw my crossbow.
No. But I think I'm going to smash the lock on the gate.
Okay.
if that's possible, or if it's just simply I can open the gate.
Yeah,
I'm going to do
it's
that.
just one of the lift locks that goes. I don't know what it's called, but where it goes into like the hook,
Latch?
the iron hook. Yes, a latch. Thank you. Words are hard.
I climb on the gate because the gate is taller than me, and push the lock off, and I hop back off. And I walk off to the door, which I leave ajar.
Beautiful. Give me just a moment. Poor baby. Sorry, guys. So opening the gate. And then once the gate is open or ajar, are you staying in there? What is your plan?
I'm not going to try and drag him out because that's up to him. Oh, yeah. I keep on thinking it's a bull in my head. I'm gonna
we can
head.
call it a bull, if that makes it easier.
Okay. I'm going to walk over to this window for now and continue to observe
Okay.
the situation.
Beautiful.
But I will say I want to interject if things start going south. Or I
Absolutely.
notice things going south.
Absolutely. Interjecting how?
Lethally.
Not quite what you might expect. If I see like an argument break out, things starting to turn a bit, I think I might set the building, the small house on fire next to us, not the barn. But no one can stop me.
Okay. No, they
True.
cannot. So we are going to prepare arson.
Arson.
Not quite right. Not now. Just if anything happens in there.
Noted. Okay. So back in the bar, Baylor. At this point, go ahead and mark another hour off of your scroll, and we'll add more as things continue to go. I just don't want to forget. And
Oh,
all
perfect.
that.
I have it in my notes to ask. So.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm trying to track that as well, while you were working on it. Okay. Let's go ahead and do another roll. Are you cheating again, Karin?
Yep.
Bliss, are you cheating at
time.
all?
Give him guidance. Guidance.
I'm not going to cast while they're like in front of them.
Okay.
Now, showing that you have magic immediately shows that you're one that you have to watch.
Yes. All right. So a 13, and then your nat 20, and then a 13, 20, 5, 11, 11.
Wait, I actually haven't rolled yet. I was going to say, do you want me to roll sleight of hand first, or...
No, because this is all kind of ongoing, correct?
Yeah, ideally.
Yeah. I mean, unless you want to continue rolling sleight of hand each time and cuck yourself, I'm totally okay with that. In fact,
No,
let's
no,
do
no,
that. Let's
I'm
go
quite-
ahead. No, you're right. We should. I'm just kidding.
Fair enough.
I'm marking off another 3 because I didn't beat whoever's
Okay.
whoever had that
The
20.
second will be Red Brand 23. So that's 21 pieces. He will again leave. Actually, he's not going to. He'll push 10 gold towards you, Karin, and he'll take 11. So go ahead and add 7 to your inventory.
Where's my gold 69? Oh, yeah. Wait, hang on. Would I actually notice that my gold is lighter now that I'm putting something in?
That's a good question.
Because I feel like if this is the kind of places that I was in before I was here, I feel like I would actually notice at that point, right?
Probably.
In that case, can I act rather than acting in any other way? Can I just actively always be keeping an eye on my like coin purse now, I guess.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if he tries again, I will have you roll perception since you are aware and paying attention to it now.
Oh, please try again.
He's going to. He got away with it the first time, and as far as he knows, you are oblivious to it. So he will try it again. So let me put that 7 back in here. That'll put us here.
Real quick, I have a quick question.
Mhm.
The ruffian 12, like, can you describe what he kind of looks like?
He looking like a man. So I don't know if you guys watch Mad TV. He has shaggy, dirty blonde hair, mustache and goatee, kind of Backstreet Boy douchebag era. He has a scar that runs from right under the corner of his right eye down to about where his Adam's apple is. It's very bright and angry. His eyes are like a deep green. And if you have been paying attention to him, well, if your back's to him, so I won't tell you that. Yeah.
Okay, like, is he like slim,
He's
strong? Like, can you describe
it's hard
his
to tell.
physique?
It's hard to tell like how strong or toned he is, as his body is clothed and he's got the cape on. But he is probably 6'2", and doesn't look scrawny by any means. None of these guys look incredibly out of shape on either end of that spectrum of the body spectrum. They all appear to be relatively fit, and he's a little bit bigger than the other guys. He seems like there's a little more bulk to him.
Cool, thank you.
We're going to call him Scar for now.
And Bliss is, as we're kind of getting drinks and stuff, going back from the bar and rolling, Bliss has gone to this little gap in the table, and he's going to try to, at some point, rifle through the pockets of Bob.
Beautiful. Whenever you are ready to rifle, go ahead and give me another sleight of hand. They're all going to put 3 more gold on the table.
Oh yeah, definitely still rolling. He's still gambling. Ooh, that's going to be inspiration.
Okay.
Oh, that's more inspiration.
Consistent.
One more.
The dice have declared
Got
that you're
this.
getting a 2. Oh.
Way better. Okay.
I was going to say, if you roll 3 of the same number in a row, do you go directly to jail?
You do. And you stay there. You stay there. All right. Are you guiding or anything, Bliss?
No, I'm not going to cast while we're doing this.
Noted. Karen, go ahead and give me your sleight of hand with advantage, please. Okay.
18?
Okay. We're going to...
It's not 20 this time, though. It's a 19.
19. Alright, with that, you are splitting the pot again with Red Brand Ruffian 23 again, as he got a 19 as well. And he will once again push 10 gold towards you and take 11.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. The house tax and everything.
Yeah.
10 gold, did you say?
Yes. So it would be 7 if you hadn't already removed the 3 for the bet.
Oh shit, you're right, yeah, hang on. Let me correct that.
No worries.
And the other way as well.
Yes.
Right, there we go.
Okay. And are you guys all drinking the ale and stuff as it's coming out? As you keep ordering rounds for everybody?
I'm drinking to some degree, but because because I'm trying to order like as much stuff as possible, I've kind of got the idea that there's just like a lot of tankards on the table.
Yeah.
I want to sort of put it on that I'm drinking as much as everyone else, but maintain some degree of like, not sobriety, but as that roll from last time shows, Kara knows how to handle his drink.
Mm-hmm.
So I should be able to drink some amount without being too fucked up.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead and give me a performance check, please. Is everybody else drinking as well?
Inspiration.
I will not be partaking in the drink.
Okay.
Inspiration.
Oh, no.
Inspiration.
How many do you have?
This is
That was
it.
the last one.
Much better.
17, that's fine.
Much better. Okay.
Besides, if I do another news report, I'll be topped off next time.
That was so fucking good. That was the best recap ever from any table I've ever run or been at. That was just perfection.
Well then, my god, maybe next time we'll get another view of Gabriel Honeywood from Neverwinter News.
Yes.
And of course, Ortash with the weather.
Absolutely. And it's hot.
Fucking
Okay.
glad outside, mate.
16 sleight of hand. Okay.
17. Don't discredit me.
No, that was
Oh
my,
no,
my sleight of hand,
for
16.
Bliss for
Oh,
his
fair
sleight of hand. Doop doop doo. Let's see, I've got my list here. And with this, I'm going to send partial. Doop doop doo.
I feel like this is going to bite us in the ass sooner rather than later, and I'm all for that happening.
Oh yeah.
Are you ready to throw hands, Bliss? I hope you've got some good information. The time for subtlety is fast fleeting. Sorry.
So I sent you a partial, so that way, when you do open it and everything, you'll be able to get more.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
And then like as we're just as the so Bliss is drinking, by the way. He'll be a little tipsy if that's the direction we're going in. But he's continuing to like push for information. So he's like, "Oh, come on, guys, come on. What are you doing here? What's this? Like, I was just wandering down the street and I found this French guy in a cart and he had these panties, and I rode with him, and then before I know it, we were attacked by goblins, and you wouldn't believe. And but like, what brings you to this town?" And he's like, kind
The
of
mention of panties, Valor would just be like, ugh.
Go ahead and roll
So
persuasion.
he's trying to like persuade them, to like give up some information about what is the Red Brand doing here.
Would I be able to help him with that in the sense of like if I start like explaining like stuff from my past as well to sort of like start it off?
Say that one more time.
Would I be able to assist with like his persuasion roll in the sense of like if I start, oh yeah, I remember a job we did back in Neverwinter where we did, and like start it off as we're starting tales now kind of thing.
What I'll say is I will take it into consideration with the DC, because in my mind they're almost two separate conversations, like when conversations start to overlap while we're drinking and stuff. But hearing that will come into, okay. So I'd lowered the DC a bit for that.
You're welcome. It does mean that Bliss is definitely hearing of me talking about legally grey activities.
Yes.
Whether he'll remember it in the morning.
Yes.
Nothing bad, but definitely smuggling levels of stuff.
So Bliss, as you are saying that, Steve kind of side eyes you, and will say, "We're here, you could say, on business." Kind of looking over to Bob, who is like scowling at the ruffian next to him. After, winning two hands or splitting two hands back to back. Bob will kind of look at him. But if your focus is more on Steve, then with your passive, I don't think you'd catch it. Umaril, your passive, you might catch it. Kind of giving a kind of look, with just like the slightest shaking of his head. Yeah, business. You, Bob will interject and say, if you want to know more, you can talk to Glassstaff. And they all kind of laugh as he says this, as they go to put more coin at the center of the table.
Well, who's this Glassstaff guy? Is he here? I didn't hear anyone say anyone here was named Glassstaff.
No, he's not here. But, we might be able to take you to him, set up a meeting.
Well, sure, yeah. I'd love to meet Glassstaff. I love meeting new people, just like you guys. And now we're all friends.
I wouldn't go that far.
So tell me more about this Glassstaff. Where is he at? How do you know Glassstaff?
It's a story for another day, friend, he says. But there's a bit of venom in that last word. It's for another time. Ante up.
Well, man, I just keep losing these hands, but here's another 3. Here's another 3 I'm in.
I feel bad for. No, never mind. No, I don't. I feel bad, but Karen doesn't.
That's fair.
I would like to think real quick. Baylor, like every I don't know, a couple minutes, he might like look behind him at that ruffian guy with the scar, and just like kind of like watching his like movements and things, and trying to get a real good look at the scar. And he might wander over there eventually here.
As you approach, you watch as his right hand drops down to his side. You don't have a great view of it yet as you're looking at his profile. But his hand rests on the hilt of his weapon. And you see him looking at you out of the corner of his eyes, just slightly turning his head to watch as you approach. Ultimately, he would turn towards you, keeping the rest of the patrons here in his line of sight from the side. He just kind of glares at you.
My apologies. You look like you're about to die of boredom over there. Not much fun watching your mates lose coin and dignity, is it?
About as fun for me as it is to watch yours, huh?
Touché. Touché. I couldn't help but notice that scar of yours runs deep, does it? Like the kind that don't heal right? Where do you earn it? Knife fight? Or did someone want you to remember them every time you look in the mirror?
What's it to you? You want to write about it in your journal over there?
He'll kind of like smirk a bit. I've seen marks like that. Usually, there's a story behind them. You tell me yours, and maybe I'll tell you how I got mine. And he'll kind of tilt his head a little bit and pull back his scarf just a tad, so that this guy can see his massive scar that runs down like it almost in like a similar spot.
Unlike my friends here, as he kind of turns to look at the gaggle of men rolling dice and griping about coin, I'm not really one for gambling. So telling you my story so that you might tell me yours, it's kind of a bold assumption that I'd really give a shit about how you got yours. But I do wonder what makes you so interested in mine.
At this point, like Valor is like kind of like a little bit stumped. Kind of like his just like his forte in every sort of conversation up to this point. He goes for it and like it's just kind of like, oh shoot, this didn't go the way I wanted it to. And he's just like you said you're not one for gambling. What about a fun arm wrestling contest? You look like a man who can hold himself well. Does that interest you?
Go ahead and roll persuasion for me.
Gosh, this is negative for me. Yeah.
You can do it.
You see, he kind of raises one of his eyebrows. I can't do it while I am not the Rock, and I am not cooking. On what grounds? You see, he kind of straightens his back a bit, shoulders back, chest out. You're substantially taller than he is, but he doesn't seem to be intimidated by it. He's not trying to intimidate you, but giving very much a mama didn't raise no bitch vibe as he questions.
But she did raise a weakling.
Yeah.
What about for pride? No gold needed, unless you're feeling brave. Or are you just the quiet type, while others do the dirty work?
You should be able to tell by the scar on my face that I don't stand back while others take action. I know when and how to pick my battles. And I know when to watch when others are sneaking about to pick theirs.
Is this one of those action times for you?
Kind of takes a step closer, closing the gap, not getting like kissably close. Hand still on the hilt of his sword. You tell me.
And Valor will sit down on the chair next to him and just kind of put his arm up. What say you?
We're gonna roll for him
Surely-
to see. We're gonna see if his stubbornness wins, because he knows.
They'll say, sure, sure, sure. Surely you can beat a man that dances in front of public, right?
That's a special kind of crazy. I don't know if I'm. Well, no, I'm not gonna phrase it like that because I will never live that one down.
If you want me to clean my hands first, I'll be happy to do so.
If I agree, will you stop talking? He looks at your hand, and there's just a glimmer of concern as he is looking at your hand and really like investigating it. But pride and stubbornness will win as he sits down at the chair across from you. We are going to do this in stages, similar to how we did the Godry and Talric situation. It will just be straight strength checks. And with that, you'll start in the middle, and you will need to win 3 back-to-back.
Okay.
To win.
Just for some flavor, like he'll willingly fail the first one. To kind of give like a fake sense of like, I don't know,
false sense of security and confidence.
Yeah, false sense of security basically. But I would imagine that Valor's like, well, we'll see what the rolls say, but
okay. All right.
Do we notice this going on? When I sit there, when I square off?
I think that from where Valor's standing, you guys would all be able to see, at least for you, Bliss, from your peripheral, it's hard to miss his towering form. He is a very large man. So I think that with your passive perception, you'd at least see him from your peripherals, and then be able to watch as you see fit.
So, real quick, I know you mentioned strength. Can I propose dex for me specifically because of my dexterous attack, and I can replace like grappling things with my dex modifier instead?
Let me double check that, but because arm wrestling is a feat of strength, I'm inclined to keep it at strength. So let me double check.
If you think about it though, he is trying
It's
to grapple the
grappling-
person's arm.
That's the whole purpose of me trying this. Because in my head it's like a grappling maneuver almost.
See, I don't know if I agree that it's grappling because it's you're not trying to overpower him as a whole. It's the strength of going back and forth. And you said you were wanting to use the what feature?
Dexterous attacks from martial arts.
Okay, let me.
It's what monks get at level 1. It also, when you're doing like a shove action or something. I mean, it's your call. It's your call. Either way, it's fine. But
like, there's part of me that wants to give it to you because monks are
How about
dex
this?
based, but because it says that you can use your dex for the in place of the modifier for the attack and damage, as well as like unarmed strikes and grappling or shoving. I
how about this? So I have a +2 in athletic and a
mhm.
+4 in whatever. What if we just say it's a +3 instead of a in the middle? No, it's all good. Okay, let's go.
Does it make sense to you though that because you're not technically trying to grapple him, it is literally just showing whose dick is bigger with strength? It's literally a strength thing. So I'm sorry, I feel bad because like I said, I know that the dex is the monk's like bread and butter and everything, but in my mind with the verbiage and everything, I can't make it make sense in my mind to allow it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if I would have done this then. But okay, let's go. YOLO. What's the
It's
worst that
fine.
could
It's going to be
happen?
a great distraction. Bliss is going to be able to
Yeah.
rob somebody else.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's see. All right. Do you still want to allow him to win the first one? Or do you want to? Okay. All right. So we will, as you sit down, your hand is not substantially bigger than his, but it is a bit bigger. And you feel the rough calluses of the pads of his hands and his fingers as he wraps his fingers kind of like this rather than this around your hand, and looks you in the eyes and gives a smug smirk, but you see that there's just an ounce of hesitation in his eye. On 3. 1, 2, 3. And I assume you're giving like a slight bit of resistance initially to...
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe like my facial expressions will be like, oh shoot, I didn't think, this type of, I didn't think this small guy could withstand my strength.
Just for
Like,
shits and
look.
giggles, give me a performance. It's not actually going to impact anything, but I like these flavor rolls. Okay. And you see that there's a little bit of surprise and then pure confidence as he realizes this. All right, go ahead and give me your strength, and I will roll.
So is this the second one or the first one?
This is technically the second. It's the first roll.
All right.
So is this
So
athletics?
as they square off,
Mhm.
like Bliss is like, and they're on their second. The contest is engaged.
Mhm.
Bliss is going to point out to all the gambling people, like, hey, check that out over there at the other table. He's going to go Valor, and he's going to kind of want to go over to here. He's trying to get the people to pay attention to the contest.
All right. Go ahead and
Is that a
Come on, guys.
19?
Check that out.
Looks
was
like
that
It
roll?
looks like a 19 plus your mod.
19 plus 2, right?
Yep.
Okay,
So,
cool.
yeah, your mod of 21. Go ahead and give me persuasion, Bliss.
All right.
And
Persuasion. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong
No,
thing
you're
here.
quite all right.
Persuasion.
And he got an 11, Valor, so you are now back in the middle as that confidence begins to melt from his face. 9. Okay. With a 9, you'd see that some of the heads kind of turn, and there's some chuckles. Bob would make comment of, I can't believe Scar's taking on that big fuck. He thinks he's gonna win. But they're kind of, well, between throwing dice and trading tall tales with Karin and anybody else participating, occasionally they kind of look up. All right, next roll.
I just gotta. So Bliss is gonna be like, all right, I don't know if you guys are want to watch this, but I'm gonna go over there, and Bliss is gonna head over.
Noted.
Oh my
So,
gosh, no.
3 to 12. Okay.
No.
All right.
There we go.
You see frustration starting to build as he grips your hand even tighter and begins to grit his teeth and kind of almost growling as he tells himself, "You're a big, fine woman. Put your back into it." Next roll.
And you can kind of see like Valor, like at this point, like his whole demeanor just changes, and like it almost like, it kind of looks like he's like this is like really easy now for him. He's like not really straining anymore, and instead of like looking at the arm, he's just staring right directly at this guy's eyes.
And he is glaring back into yours. Beads of sweat begin to grace his brow. Next athletics, please.
And Bliss will go like, you got this, big guy, and give him a little pat with some guidance.
Okay, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand with that, please.
You bet.
While everyone's distracted, can I just pickpocket the person who I think probably pickpocketed me as well?
Absolutely, sleight of hand.
It's called Revenge Day.
Nice.
Nice.
Please say I have one final lucky left.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna want to use
I do.
that.
There we go.
Much
All
better.
right.
All
I was
right.
about to say combat's time, lads.
Your rolls are insane today. I say for Thomas and myself. The rolls are coming in clean with the rerolls and everything. All right.
Yeah, but it has used every bit of resource I have.
Yes. Yes. But it
All I
has
have is
been
magic
well
now.
well placed. Okay.
Oh, you rolled the.
No, it's
Okay.
fine. Whatever.
Beautiful.
They were both kind of low.
It's okay. He rolled a 10 in total. Valor. And Karin, I will send you a message in just a moment. You know that as he's continuing to strain, you see the veins in his forearm starting to kind of bulge out. The arm and hand are turning red, and he's starting to get flush in the face. He looks fucking mad right now. He looks very, very angry. And you know that in one more go of things, you will have successfully earned the pride that you set forth to rip from this man. Let me shoot this message over to Karin. Where did it go?
It went into my pocket.
It certainly
Ideally.
did. Let me send this to you. And then go ahead and roll a d12 for me, please.
I can't hear his calls from here. He's halfway to Neverwinter.
And you 5, okay. Sent that over. Alright, Valor. Probably the last one. One more athletics, please.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh. Oh, come on, no. There we go.
So much inspiration
With
for everybody. This.
your confidence of how much easier this has been for you, you go for that last oomph and are quite shocked as your arm starts to be pushed back the other direction. He has a +2 for his modifier and he rolled an 18. He got a dirty 20.
No.
Sorry.
I don't care. I'm gonna use deal with devil. I don't even care.
Oh. My
Fuck you, no, I win.
Alright, let
Deal
me...
with devil for like an arm wrestle that means nothing.
I don't.
It's
Who
about
cares?
sending the
Everything to
message.
him.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, screw these guys.
Respect it.
Awesome.
It sends a message, Steve.
They're going to die soon.
They're going to die very soon. I'm just waiting for this to play out before I ask Denali a question.
Is there any flair or any fun bits that... Nope, don't like that. Anything that you would like to add flavor-wise? As he initially catches you off guard with that last Hail Mary of strength before you slam his arm down onto the table.
No, it's just like, his he like flexes up his muscle in his arm and just like, a boom, and just slams it down. And he doesn't Valor won't rub it in this dude's face, but instead he'll kind of like offer out a hand to offer out his right hand as like a or his other hand, I guess, to shake the dude's other hand. And Valor will say, you've got strength. Means time tempering. I've seen worse men become better. But like we agreed, that mark on your face. You've carried it long enough. Maybe it's time to speak on it. Maybe it's time to stop letting it speak for you. And and Valor will just kind of sit back, in a listening mode.
Is that what we agreed on? What happened to pride?
Well, I guess if you don't want to speak on it, then that's up to you. But I've find it to be helpful to speak about your past. But that's on you. And Valor will go to stand up, go back to scribing.
Point of inspiration, Valor. Karin, you had something you wanted to interject?
Yeah. That thing that you sent me, relatively short, so I could have looked, right?
With
While it was all
another sleight of hand, I would say yes.
Oh, it's worth it. I have no method of stopping this from going wrong. Well, combat's starting.
As you confidently and smugly pull this out, beginning to open it, the arm wrestling having come to an end, you hear the slam of Scar's arm onto the table, and the exchange between Valor and this red brand. The others at the table playing dice with you guys start to kind of laugh and start calling out mocking, terrible, mean things to Scar after such a humiliating defeat, which really isn't. I mean, Valor is fucking huge, but they're.
But was he wearing pants when he beat him?
That's a good. No, you did say you put him back on, right?
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you imagine I just imagine Valor in the dad whitey tighties, freaking what's his name from Breaking Bad?
Walter White.
Yes,
Yeah,
Walter.
I love
yes.
Oh man, I love
I was
that.
thinking Heisenberg, but yeah, Walter. As instead of
Yeah,
cooking meth,
Heisenberg.
you're just cooking this dude's ass in arm wrestling and whitey tighties. And as these other red brands are mocking him and calling him runt and all this stuff, they turn their attention back to the game at hand. And as you pocket the coin and unfold this, red brand ruffian looks over, pushes himself back from the table and stands up and begins yelling, spittle flying from his mouth as he gets real close. You just go rifling through people's pockets, and he's going to try and snatch it back from you, and yell out to the others, "He's digging in our pockets, cheating, stealing." I need everybody to
Right.
roll initiative.
Can I interject in this possibly?
Absolutely.
Or do you think it'll be too late?
Depending on what it is you want to do, it will probably be allowed.
I will throw. I want to throw a flask of oil on this building and set it on fire. Hit my crossbow on, not on the window, but like basically against a wooden wall, or maybe on the window, to draw everyone's attention to the said fire.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll have enough chance to do it, but also maybe throw ball bearings on the floor around where he is now, and then retreat back over here.
Let's see. You did ready arson, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this
I love that sentence.
here,
Ready.
and you
Ready
can move
arson.
that where you would like it to be.
Yeah.
And I will say that with the start of initiative on your turn, you'll be able to throw the ball bearings and move.
Okay. But I can smash the window.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Smash the window, and I'm moving back.
And then
Have
we
a chance to
will-
not be last this time.
Yay! Alright, so we will roll initiative. And then I know it's a little bit early, but if you guys are okay with it, I'd like to call the session here and come in to the start of combat. That way we're not trying to remember who started where and did what and everything. It's just all one solid fluid. It can't be solid and fluid. One fluid go.
A solid
Fun with
fluid, gaseous.
Yes, all of the forms.
Plasma.
Ah, yes.
Before we do stop, though, as he was shouting at me, could I just... I'm not going to stop him from snatching it back.
Mhm.
I'm just still sitting down, like, nonchalantly, and just go, I mean, it's quite rich coming from you, rifling through my pockets earlier. I just assumed that's how we did things in this bar.
Point of
Very
inspiration.
uncouth.
But like, yeah, the whole point is I want them to see this and go fuck. You know, so my thing's on fire and then maybe run out. I don't know.
Yes.
At least some of them run out.
Yes.
So, I'd like to say something too.
Absolutely.
Like maybe like, as they're kind of mocking this dude, right?
Mhm.
That I just beat.
Mhm.
I'd like to think that like Valor will kind of stick up for him, maybe just a little bit, as like Karan is trying to steal from this dude, and Tomas is like lighting the building on fire or whatever, and Valor will just like kind of stand up. He'll be like, "Enough! Strength isn't measured by one contest or by the noise you make afterward. I saw more courage in him facing me than any of you hiding behind dice and drink. Fuck him again, and you'll find out if your arms hold up any better." And I could see like right then at that moment, like, Karan maybe is like jostled by like Valor, like speaking up, like he's never heard him like speak like this before, and like that's why he fails the thing, and then yeah, something like that.
I fucking love it. I gave you another inspiration for that, by the way.
Nice.
And then go ahead
I need him.
and give me a persuasion check, please, and this will come into play next session.
Okay. Can -1. Okay, I'll take that.
It's my first good roll.
Well, dang.
It's the only one you're allowed. especially because I'm within stabbing range of several people again.
Okay. Let me go ahead and end my stream. For those of you that were watching and hanging out, thank you so much for coming by and for the support. This group will be back next Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, on the 20th. 27th. Today's the 20th. Bye.
Better get my news report ready.